Well, James Gunn has hit us with some confirmation for Superman Legacy, and we do indeed have our Superman and Lois. And it runs a little contradictory to what we were hearing. Let's talk about who the new Superman and Lois Lane will be, and what James Gunn had to say about both actors. Well, after months of speculation, it's finally officially happened. The DCU has their new Superman. Ever since James Gunn took over DC Studios and made it pretty clear they were moving forward with a new Superman, fans have wondered who will take up the mantle, and now it's official. It's being reported in multiple trades, including Deadline and The Hollywood Reporter, that David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan are set to star as Superman and Lois Lane in Superman Legacy. Now, these are names we have been hearing, and were among those who tested for the roles in full costume over Father's Day weekend for James Gunn and Peter Safran. Now, to be fair, we don't know how many other people were in the mix for this role, but they've definitely beaten out some other impressive names, including Nicholas Hoult and Emma McKay, both of which have pretty great resumes and are great actors into themselves. Now, I think the big question for the whole project is, now that James Gunn has found his lead actors, where will he shift his focus to next? We have already heard rumblings about Bill Skarsgård taking up the role of Lex Luthor, but that's yet to be confirmed. And I do expect Gunn to seriously focus on the Daily Planet and the normal people that surround Superman in his life as Clark Kent. This means the castings for characters like Jimmy Olsen and Perry White are going to be super important, and I actually expect Steve Lombard to be part of this film, kind of being the bully of the office and a little bit of comic relief. We also know several members of the Authority are set to appear in this film, and those actors are also likely to have a really big task in front of them because the Authority is getting its own movie following up on Superman Legacy. Now, this film is obviously huge for DC Studios because Superman Legacy is expected to set this new tone for the DCU, and almost everything is riding on the success of this project. It's been a really rough year for DC so far, with Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Black Adam, and The Flash all basically flopping, seeing many fans not return to see the current DC world. So they have a really big hill to climb and absolutely need to deliver on this project to get people back in the theater. Now, I do feel pretty safe with the project in the hands of James Gunn. He knows how to tell stories that connect people to those characters, and that's what will bring the people back, and probably the most important element in driving a Superman story. This does mark Corenswet's first major role in a big studio movie, which, like Christopher Reeve, is probably perfect. A relatively unknown taking up the role of Superman doesn't carry a lot of baggage, and we've seen how successful that can be in the past. As for Brosnahan, she's already pretty well known, and even won an Emmy for her work on The Marvelous Miss Maisel. She also starred in pretty big shows like House of Cards and The Blacklist, and so she is well established on TV, but on the big screen, she's fairly new, and this will be her biggest role to date. Now, James Gunn took to Twitter congratulating both actors and confirming all of this, making it really clear these people were not only great actors, but great people, which, if you know how James Gunn casts his movies, it's his personal relationship with the actors that really drives the project. So anybody you see him cast, you must really feel close to, and I suspect these are going to be new relationships that should be going for a really long time. Obviously, there's a lot more to find out about Superman Legacy, and I expect a lot more news headed down the pipe. Hopefully, we get some more updates on Lex Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, and Perry White. But until more news drops, we're going to have to wait and see.